Welcome Behind the Pass, where the kitchen's hot and the banter's even hotter. From burnt bits to brilliant ideas, we serve it all. Grab a brew, crack open a beer. You're on with Dan and Rich.
Hi guys, welcome to the second episode of Behind the Pass. We have slowly realised that we're shit at this. Managed to try and sort out audio and having a bit of a fiddle with different things, and you know we've introduced a new friend to our little group as a bit of a guest episode for today. Andy,
podcast.
Who's got his own podcast with another lad called Scott. So he's done. I think he's done 5. Have you done 5?
Yeah, I've done 5 now.
So officially, I think you're famous.
Veteran.
I'm a veteran, yeah, honestly. Joe Rogan, watch out.
I reckon you walk in Asda, people know the fuck you are.
That's before the podcast.
Yeah. So Andy's been a chef for how many years?
20 odd years.
20 odd years. I've been a chef for 20 years as well. Are you the same? So 60 years worth of culinary experience. Bullshit, yeah. Fucking stress.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Stories.
If you had the time to go back to before you went to college, would you change your mind?
Nah.
About being a chef?
About being a chef?
Absolutely.
No chance. No, I couldn't do it else. I'd get sacked from everything else. There's no fucking way I could work anywhere.
Because chefing's got you to where you are now. You know, the way you think, the way you do things. But if you went back to college, would you be a mechanic, a sparky, a plumber? You know, something, bricklayer, scaffold, anything else, would you do?
Honestly.
I would.
To be fair, I wouldn't change anything that I've done.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Because, you know, I met my wife, I've obviously got my kids. But I feel, you know, if I could still have the same parameters, my wife and my kids and all that malarkey, I think I would have gone into the army. I would, yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad choice.
I'd have just gone into army, learned every skill I could possibly get, and just gone that way.
See, when my first year at college, we started a band, and if I'd have paid attention, not so much paid attention, but were more confident, I'd have been in a rock and roll band now.
I still think you could be in a rock and roll band.
Honestly,
I think in your head, you are a rock star.
I am the rock star.
It's just you can't play a fucking instrument.
I can't play instrument and I can't sing. I can do the growly bits, but
just screaming at a microphone.
Just shouting at people, just good old fashioned punk rock. I mean, who doesn't like that? Sorry, Rich doesn't like that. But who doesn't like that?
I'm pretty sure that I went to go see you at Snooty Fox.
Me?
Yeah, I'm sure you played that, didn't you?
I didn't play at Snooty Fox.
Did I go with you then?
I've definitely been there.
Oh, no, I'm sure I went with you, I'm sure.
Band friends!
No, this was like college days.
College days!
He was done to see my dad's friend's band.
Yeah.
And he was really, really good. And then the lad we were with didn't believe me that I knew the guy that was in the headline band. So also when he came and goes, he stops halfway mid-song and goes, "Hey up Andy, tell your dad to go get me a pint." And he's like, so I turn around to my dad. I went, "Oh Dad, he wants the beer." He's like, "Couple of beers, 4 beers." so he comes to the front of the stage, he gives him the beer to down it, everyone cheers. And his dad's like, "I'm not a fucking waitress."
So you thought that were Andy?
No, I just remembered him. I thought he'd been on stage. Probably did jump on stage at some point.
Knowing Andy, yeah. Air guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
You are famous for your air guitar.
Yeah,
I remember going with
my air guitaring is
top
perfect. Yeah.
So
string tuned in perfectly.
Yeah, never goes out of tune.
To summarise, to answer your question, yes, I think I would have changed.
Yeah, I mean, I say me.
No, I won't.
You wouldn't?
Why? I don't know. I like the full package of it. It's like you get fucked for a living, but I don't mind. Like I kind of like the.
Were you molested
like
as a
banter.
child?
Not enough. No, not enough, obviously.
Fucking hell!
He's all off limits. No Andy. Molested.
Just remember, we need to put a censored.
I apologise. I'm no more out for stuff at all.
You're banned to the naughty corner.
I'll sit in the corner.
Tell that to my uncle.
Would you? Andy.
What, he
Yes,
doesn't
No, fucking hell.
Molester.
Shut up, you dick. So would you change career?
Yeah, I would.
Just
I'd
like
have paid
that.
attention in that band, and I won't say would be super famous, but would have done something.
Yeah.
Because the guys that could play guitar were really good.
Yeah.
There was Rich played bass, he was really good, and the
Is
drummer.
this Rich who you work with? Or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He played bass, and at the time, he wanted it, and he was so fucking tight.
And I actually think I can remember you telling me what the band name would be.
Oh, go on.
No, I thought. Didn't you want to call it medium rare chicken?
Oh no, that came later. That came later. That. We'll get onto that. We'll get onto that later.
Well, that would have been fucking hilarious.
So that came later when we'd left college and I got my first job, and there were some guys that were already musicians.
Yeah.
And they were in a death metal band. So I got involved with them. And then, because they wanted me to learn stuff, so I learned a little bit of guitar, played the drums and stuff. He said, like, we'll do a little middle bit, when we have a break.
Yeah.
And we'll call it medium rare chicken. and it would just, we played Surfing Bird?
Oh yeah.
We played that. Yeah, but if you can imagine that in a death metal growl. It's like, honestly, and then, of course, it's only 3 chords, and I were alright with that. But anything above 3 or 4 chords, I'm game out, mate. Tap out of that really quick.
Yeah, actually infectious. So you've turned a chef podcast into music. Well done, Andy.
It's the power of rock and roll, my friends.
Someone says you've done a course for it, smart.
Yeah. Have you done a course? Or?
I have, but I'm not ashamed to say it either.
You've done a course, you fucking knob.
Well, no, I did it because I was worried about not sounding confident in my own podcast.
Yeah. And then you realised all you do is go on and talk shit anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, that's what it's about, but it's got to be clear.
Okay.
And it's got to be entertaining.
Right. So usually on our podcast, obviously we're not as famous as yours, we have a little itinerary of what we're going to talk about.
Yep.
So I think we've got a couple wrote down, and the first one is allergens in kitchens.
They're getting worse.
They are getting worse.
Well, I don't think.
Nightmare.
I think people with allergies I don't have an issue with people with the allergies. It's the
fake allergies.
No, it's not so much that. It's the okay. You can't eat this, this, and this. I can make you that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I know, but that's what I can 100% give you that, and you'll be safe. You'd have it's a good quality.
Yeah.
But they go, well, I don't want fish, but you're allergic to everything else. You
Yeah.
can have fish, and you can have the veggies with no butter. You can have the, I don't know.
I think the one that sends me over the edge is a couple of years ago, I had a woman that said she was allergic to pesto.
Fucking haunting.
But, so I said, okay, you can't be allergic to pesto. You can be allergic to one of the 5 ingredients in pesto. The pine nuts, the garlic, the oil, the fucking basil, parmesan, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can be allergic to one of them, and I can probably eliminate one of those.
There's no chemical reaction that happens.
She was like, oh, I'm not allergic to any of them.
No.
I'm just allergic to pesto. So she spoke to me like, it as soon as those ingredients were combined, it were like a fucking superpower. That giving her allergic reaction. What do you do? What do you do with that?
You refuse service because obviously I don't know what they're doing.
You can't just fully resume.
Yeah, but I feel it's like safer.
He's stuck in 1980.
He's
Get the fuck out! If you don't want it, fuck off.
No, it's just like
taking salt and pepper off table like Marco.
Get him out.
Oh,
Get him out.
I've done that before. That's some power.
You're disgusting.
I love doing that before. I did that. I'm gonna say when
ruin the birthday party because you've got some sulk on because you don't
I
have
don't give a
pesto.
fuck if it's your wedding day.
Customers always right, Dan. No, you're not, pointing at the face. No, you are not right.
Customers always think they're right. There's a difference, isn't there? There's a massive difference between a customer being right and a customer like
you are right.
thinking
He's
right.
fucking stuck in 80s.
Not really stuck in 80s.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with eating foie gras.
What do you mean prawn cocktails outdated? Fuck off.
Stuffed pepper.
I didn't actually not long ago.
No, you did.
I did a Greek wedding, so yeah. Stuffed peppers.
You did a stuffed pepper?
Yeah, with lots of fat. They were beautiful.
Can you imagine all them Greeks going into hotel and like, this is so offensive?
Yeah.
No, they asked for it. They loved it.
Of course they did. They're Greek.
They loved it.
It's like she fucking made me this last night.
Mother-in-law's come over and that's what she made me.
Smashing plates and that.
Yeah, plastic plates, mate, all the way. Not fucking trusting them. On dance floor, no chance. No, just allergies is a biggest ball ache when you think about it. Just for the fact that we write allergy guides, that are the biggest thing that we have to sort out for these people. And I don't know about you guys, no one ever asked for it.
Oh no, we get assault time.
I've literally, I do allergy guides for a prefix, for every wedding, everything's done. Every time I change something, update something, I sit and do it. And it takes hours of my time just to make sure everything's right. And not one customer's ever asked for it.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no,
To be fair, I've had front of house that have
you know, it's
messed it
one
up
of them
for me.
things. She goes, "You're better to have it than never need it."
Oh yeah, God, yeah. But
Because you know when that time comes, you go, "This is going straight out of the park."
But
Like, you can have that chicken, but you're
but
not
when
going to pesto on the bottom.
when a kid comes up to you and goes, right, I've got a table that I'm looking after tonight, you go, why are you looking after them? Why are you looking after these people? Management only. But they'll come up and they'll say, oh, she's allergic to dairy and she wants to know if she can have the panna cotta. Well, no. But can you do it without? Well,
Just send her out some
fucking what am I
gelatin.
gonna do?
Gelatin and some hot water.
I tell you what I do.
Fucking-
Joining on to that, what I do with it is these ones that go. I'm allergic to cream, dairy, right?
I can have a bit of toffee sauce.
But yeah,
Fucking hate
I'll have a
that.
little bit of I can have a little bit of ice cream. But see, now our policy is if you've declared that you're allergic to it or you've got an intolerance, it's an allergy. It has to be segregated.
Yeah.
Cannot do it.
They refuse. That's what I say. That's what I mean. Refuse service. I don't mean like kick them out. I mean
No, it does.
if they
It
want.
does.
It does.
Now, if we know what he means.
Plate
No.
table.
No, but I mean like
But
if they
don't
turn
get
around
them
and say all dinner they've been like you, but I can't have dairy, and you go out, you're bending over backwards, you're making dishes up from scratch, you're making bases for things that you shouldn't have to be making in the middle of a Saturday night service. Then it comes to desserts and she goes, oh, I'll have a ball of ice cream with that.
And
Like, fuck you will. No, you have vegan ice cream and it's that.
See,
I don't like that ice cream, it's
And
vegan.
they're tucking into wedding cake. You're like, hang about.
What do you mean you want a pizza buffet
Oh,
for
dear.
tonight? Take it piss. It rattles me because allergies
tuck it
have got
into
to
the
be
cheese balls.
serious. Yeah, but allergies should be serious, and these people dilute it,
Yeah.
and that
you're
it makes
right.
it so that if I've got a food allergy myself, I don't tell anyone when I go out though because I just know to avoid things.
Because you're scared of
It's
beans.
wrong.
You
Yeah.
toss it.
Legumes.
Legumes.
Apart from when we went on holiday, that's got whatever he can't eat in it. Well, you never said. Yeah, but it was a roast dinner. Yeah, no, but he said fucking whatever. But you didn't tell him, and he was going fucking mad.
He's a fussy eater anyway.
I'm not fussy eater.
He is.
All they had were chicken nuggets.
Did we bring it up in first episode where you picked fucking batter off at
fish and
fish?
chips,
Yeah, fuck it, it's coming up. Every episode it's going in that.
That baffled everybody.
Pick batter off at fucking fish.
Who
You
does
toss it.
it? You know, could have had a piece of salmon cooked.
Yeah.
They had grilled salmon. Or you could have
What,
said,
the chippy?
Can I just have it? Can I have that fish poached? And I'll have all the other bits, but can I have
No,
it
I like
poached?
it battered, but I just like it. I like the fish more than the batter.
See, you are the dickhead.
No,
Yeah.
no,
You're doing exactly what you don't like people doing to you.
No, I don't like the order we are. I'll eat half the batter because I think it's too much. I just think they put too much batter on it.
Fair enough. I've slated him in first one episode.
So
Yeah, but I
I'm
still
in
eat
now.
batter.
I'm
I will
in
eat
now.
batter.
I
This
fucking
is
got
a
back
fucking
up now.
I'll eat the fucking batter. I just don't like all the batter. I just think it's too much batter to fish ratio.
Yeah,
Just have a better ratio. That's all I need.
So
then
we
it
got
fucking
extra because we wanted scraps.
No, I fucking hate scraps. That's another topic. I fucking hate them.
Why?
Would you like
The
the
best
contents of the
bit.
fryer on your chips? Fuck
No,
off.
it's not.
But it's that crispy goodness.
It's not.
It's, it's happiness in deep fried
There's
golden
no happiness
form.
about that. It's fucking shit.
When this episode finishes, me and you need to have fucking words
About scraps.
about fucking fish and chips.
I like fish and chips. I just like a normal portion of batter to fish ratio.
I
And
want
I
7
don't want
chips,
scraps.
all square.
Yeah.
And I want curry sauce, not mushy face.
He's arsehole that stacks his chips up in squares, Pont Neuf.
No, I ain't done that for years. I do stuff like that.
He
for
does.
years.
We know full well he fucking does.
That steak garnish.
If I could get people to chop them like I want them to, then yeah. But unfortunately, it don't look right if it's off an uncut chip.
That
So
pisses me off about steak garnish as well. It's always a tomato and mushroom.
then I've scrap mushroom.
But
Someone
on it,
eats it.
I cannot get away from it though.
Oh, I do. Just give me a nice comfy tomato.
So like if my
Watercress
chef,
done.
if my chef turns around and says we need a steak on menu, I just automatically, and I just can't stop myself doing it, tomato mushroom.
Because it's
Do you go flat cap
it's like
or
a
just-
standard thing.
Do you go flat cap?
Flat cap, yeah,
Flat cap of mushroom. Nice chunk of tomato. It'll turn fucking alright. I'll go back to 80s, I mean, now for
Oh, here we go.
You started off.
Don't throw me in that fucking bus.
Fucking turn mushrooms, dickhead.
Anyway, digressing.
I don't know, just real quick now.
What?
Can you actually turn, like veg?
I can turn, yeah.
Because, do you know how much chefs I can't do it?
Do you remember when I quartered them potatoes? Instead of half them, well, he had a fucking meltdown.
Yeah.
It was that day.
So there were a lot of weddings on, and we needed shitloads of fucking turned potatoes.
Bakers, big ones.
Yeah, big bakers. But
Oh,
instead of
So what, you turning them into shatter?
yeah.
Big, yeah.
So instead of me, I misunderstood the assignment.
It's a wedge.
So instead, I did these giant wedges and then turned them from that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had to go back to the pub.
All right.
And halfway through service, he's like fucking throwing potatoes into the sink.
Yeah.
Because instead of doing 200, turned potatoes, he's now doing 400.
Yeah.
But
I'd done two proportion.
Yeah, and I'd done about 50 of them and then got fucked off.
All right.
So
you had to cover last.
So he had to do it last
300.
In middle of service. In middle of service, and all fucking that. It was that day when I was doing it behind my back just to show them up.
Oh, that was quite. I must admit that was impressive.
Just for shits and giggles, because we just got it's fucking hard this.
Say
I do it with one hand, so I'm stood with one hand and
Yeah, stuck it into his belly button.
just boom. No, I didn't. I just held it against me, turned it, and then I got another one and did it behind my back, and then passed them in. And I fucking hate you.
I'm really good at turning, but there's only one thing that I really struggle, and that's
Swede.
No. You know the small mushrooms. Can you remember that old 80s dish that you do with
Mushroom à la grecque?
Well, you have your little baby
See how you took it back to the good old days then.
Captain 80s here, fucking hell. And you do them swirls on top of mushrooms with turning knife. Can't do them for shit.
And the star on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star it, yeah. I like doing them. But this is another thing. I like holding my knife upside down. So I hold my knife complete wrong way. Hold it upside down and I flick and twist.
So as your blade, imagine...
So my handle's pointing up. I hold the blade, my handle points up vertically.
Yeah.
So I hold the blade and I flick it down with the mushroom
Yeah, that's
against
what I
it.
do.
But loads of people try and groove them out. I flick it.
Yeah.
Done. Easy. You can just go through them
It's
in no
not
time.
fucking easy, is it?
Well, like,
I've just said I've been a chef for 20 years, I can't do it. I can do
there's
it.
certain things
They're
that
just
everyone finds
shit.
out, though, isn't there? Like, I just do them just for...
Like you just cooking in general.
Yeah, it's just for like, do for the stocks and that, don't I? Just for... Oh, I'm not going to talk about the stockings, so that's for another episode. I'll follow a funny story about stock for you.
So the fact that you've got a funny story just about stock is funny in itself.
But I need to run it by things before we actually go and put it out there, because I've just never heard of something as ludicrous in my life about it.
Don't
No,
get me
go
half
for
a
it,
story.
go for it, fuck it.
Oh, fuck it, right. So, let's say some authorities might have been out to my premise to come out and check me, which they do every 2 years, to come out and see you. And I make a jus.
Yeah.
Firstly, she didn't know how to spell jus, so she was like J-U-W. And like, she's writing it down going, oh, you
It's
make a
getting
jus?
dangerous already, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm like, no, that's not the kind of one we do here. No, that's different. So we're explaining the process of how we make a stock into a demi-glaze and then reduce it to a jus. So explain the processes.
Standard.
And she said she wasn't happy with the bone was slightly sticking out of the top of the water.
What do you mean?
Bearing in mind, I fill my stock pan with bones and veg
Yeah.
that have been browned off in the oven at 220 degrees for like an hour and a half. All the fat's taken off. You put cold water into your stock. Your cold water gets rid of all the fats to the top, so you can skim it off. At this point, when they checked it, the bones had been in, the cold water had been added, and it'd been on for maybe 40 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes.
So it's just a chance to rise yet.
No,
What's this, like 100 litre?
Yeah, big old stock pan, massive stock pan. And Johnny had just like, so I'm explaining to them, it's coming up to temperature, it will come up to temperature. They say, you've got 4 hours for all that to be submerged. And you've got to be able to adequately stir the entire pot. I'm like, well, that's...
Is that to shift the temperature?
But I'm like, it's literally going to be sat here for 2 days before I do anything with it. So yeah, that makes it even more dangerous. Like for a stock, it's literally...
They just don't
within
an
hour, within 3 hours, everything were underwater. It had all sunk down, all the gaps had started to break down where the bones had started, the cartilage had started to break. So it all started to settle basically. So that's why you always put your water lower than your bones, because you know for a fact it's going to sink and the water level will rise. Common knowledge. Apparently these people don't think that's common knowledge. And they say that it's not correct anymore. And I stood there looking at someone in the eyes going, hey, are you you'd actually tell me if you've got experience and you're telling me this is a fact that we can't do things because of you don't think things are going to submerge.
Yeah.
I can't get my head around it.
I think it's because these people are privy to, you know, so like if you go in like kitchens that are decked out, fully like kitted out, you can actually get it's not a stock making machine obviously, but it's like a sealed cylinder with temperature controlled where you don't touch it, it just sits at a specific temperature and then you drop and it has a little stirring mechanism in it, and I think that's what the AHO basically want you to do or buy. But then machines cost about 10, 15 grand.
No, that was 30 grand that month.
30 grand?
30 grand for a double one.
And how do they expect like...
You can't even make it work.
See, we buy ours because all our risk assessments and policies say that we can't. But you can get a solid stock from
good quality one. There's certain ones out there, good brands.
But
I like making them though because it's just it's a dying art, isn't it? It's a dying art.
I love making stocks, but if you just can't do it and you're getting shit from it,
I'm fighting it.
You're fighting a losing battle because they're going to win.
No, they can't, because if the only thing I've got to put in there is change my asset file to say that in my jus it won't be stirred for the first so many hours, and within 4 hours it'll be submerged underwater.
But if they rock up and say you can't make stocks anymore, what are you going to do? You can't do it.
He's going to boo and goes,
clear the table. Like Andy said, they win.
Get out of my business. You are bad.
And then they'll see you in court in a week.
I'll see you in court. No, I'll be taken. I'll be the last person to be taken in over as you.
Could you imagine me in prison kitchen? I'm making juice. How long's tea going to be? 4.5 hours. They're like, fucking
tomorrow, dickhead.
2 days, you'll get a good gravy, lads, don't worry.
Fucking say the mushroom peelings from breakfast, mate.
Yeah, no wasting there, chef.
So we've had
That's a random question, actually. Decky, you been a good big prison kitchen?
Like, what do you mean?
If you got sent to prison, right? Nothing too hasty. We're not talking molesting now while you're on there.
There'll be some blokes puppet me, telling you.
Oh, hi.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm
I'm not hard enough.
I just think you'd just be alright. You just get by.
I'll just get by.
I just fix things for people and they just leave me alone, I think.
Yeah.
And then
well, they don't. You fucking break everything.
I fucking break out. It's fucking.
It took us 2 hours to get microphone working.
Yeah, but now we're on a roll now, so it's fine.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I couldn't have done it on my own.
I just like making things, just like breaking things down, building it again.
Yeah. Just fiddling switches.
OCD in it. That's all. It's all my isms coming in.
So, another topic on his list is pranks. Like, what's the worst prank you've ever dished out?
It's not so much a prank, it's more just the towel whips are always good for me.
Yeah, see, I'm heavily against towel whips now.
Oh no,
it's a sackable offence in some kitchens.
Oh no.
I've drawn blood, mate, before.
Me
I've put dints in metal.
It's like it dip ending fryer first before you do it.
Oh yeah.
That's just out of order. My microfibers are my choice.
Really?
And not really? not wet, damp. Yeah, because when you're at close combat.
Yeah, close combat.
He's got like a hanging off here, little holsters.
There's a reason why I always have about 7 towels on me.
He's got another towel.
It's like reloading.
Biggest prank I've ever done, right? I'll tell you this. This is free, this one. I used to work with a kid, right? Now, same level as me. And he were pegged to be next best thing. And to be fair, he was a good chef, he was. And I were always clipping at his heels like, I don't actually think he's a fucking chef anymore. And for that, he were licking ass and, you know, he were boss's best mate and this, that and other. And I fucking hated it. Getting promoted above me and then I got promoted. Do you know what I mean? Like, always a step behind him. And he kept mugging me off. And I thought, I'm fucking done with this. It would either punch him in the face or maliciously go for him. So, he went on a 2-week holiday. So I thought, I'm going to get one of those big 40-litre potato bins. Big fuckers. Right? And I threw all of his chefing life contents in that potato bin. Everything. Knives. Knives, probes, chef whites, shoes, everything. The fucking lot. Everything he owned went in that bin. I filled it up with water. And then I rolled it in the freezer. and I left it there. I left it there for just under 2 weeks. I pulled it out, I defrosted the outside of it quickly, and I tipped it over. And when he came back to work, his whole entire career was in one solid ice cube. That's the worst thing I've ever done.
So I would say we'll once put a mate's fucking paring knife, in a little, the Chinese takeaway tray. But don't do it justice no more.
You would, to be
You're
fair,
a bastard.
If I ever spoke to him now, I'd probably get on like an house on fire.
I don't think he would. He's probably hung himself.
Wait for rope to defrost.
But he was quite malicious as well because he was good at what he did as well. And we had quite a few sous chefs, so he was really pally with one sous chef and got everything he needed. But the other one absolutely hated it. So when he saw other sous chef this solid ice cube in freezing corner, he just turned a blind eye to it, and had a little giggle, and I had a little giggle inside as well. I did feel a little bit guilty now, but
you don't feel guilty now.
Not at the time.
Look at that face. Not 1 ounce of remorse.
So that's the worst thing I've done. I don't know what about any of you.
No, I say for me, it's always been the silly ones. It's usually, like what Rennie used to do to me on a morning. Like you think he'd walk past you, and then you're looking, let's say left, he's on your right hand side, and then just punch you in kidneys.
A standard kitchen aggression.
Yeah, just a dig. You're like fucking hell. And then if you fought back, it was just fucking hard.
Yeah.
So it's like you couldn't fight back because he'd just fucking level you.
Yeah. Straight up bullying that.
Kitchen bullying.
That's the thing these days. Like you can't do fuck all now.
No, you can't.
Well, he might.
Fortunately.
I'm a change guy.
Yeah, no, I'm coming more and more round to your way of thinking, Rich.
So, do you know what changed it for me? So there were a girl that I had a massive go at once, and I mean horrendous. I didn't speak about this on the first one, did I?
I think so. I might have mentioned it, but it's alright, you can go in a bit of depth though.
Well, and it just changed my whole perspective. It changed everything. So I just had to tone everything back. And I just thought, if somebody were having a go at my daughter like that, I'd slap the shit out of you. So, and it just changed everything. My whole mentality, the way I cook, the way I teach people. I know I do say I am out of order sometimes. I do have to admit it. Every chef does, and we do sort of say what we want when we have a joke. But I think the way I deliver and talk to people and how I expect them to execute food is a lot different than it used to be. I'd give somebody a load of ingredients and say, right, I want that done by the end of the day. If it's not done, you can fuck off home and don't come back. Where now, I think actively coaching people is the way moving forward.
See, the way I like, let's say I'm saying teaching like I teach people, but I don't. Like when you lead in the kitchen, I like to lead it like you're a pack of wolves. Like, I don't want to be that guy on the sled fucking whip. Yeah. The job will get done, but it's done through brute force and ignorance, and the morale is so fucking low. But if I ran alongside everybody going, right, we're doing it like this, let's do this. Let's do this box of carrots, let's do these veggies, let's do these meats or whatever. And I do it with them, they will naturally, without even thinking, I haven't done anything, they will just work harder. Because you're running with the pack rather than. But and every now and then you do need to be the man on the sled to give them a crack because the.
What's Captain H to say about it?
Oh, he's like just fucking drown them.
You
got one chance. If you don't do it, drown them.
I believe that. Well, like I said before, that Rich is the reason why I calmed down a lot, because I went for a job and he just turned around just before I started and just said, "You stop being a dickhead now." I didn't know that much. Didn't know that much of a dickhead, but
I just think it's the way forward. Like I don't think
I struggle with it still because I still get that pure pent up aggression, thinking I'm going to tear someone's throat out, but you can't act up on it.
But so what does it achieve?
Nothing. It just gets myself wound up, and it's that hard thing of trying to train yourself to stop thinking like that. It's hard. It's really hard to break that habit, but I think that my guys basically work for me, so I'll work for them if they work for me. And they want something, I'll train them, I'll show them. We'll put stuff on the menu. We'll work on dishes together. We'll work on, as long as they're doing their jobs and doing things right, we can build on stuff and work on stuff. And I think making them better helps me become better.
That's definitely out of my book.
Rich, genuinely, you should write a book.
Well, if it goes to TK Maxx, I'm pretty sure. If it goes like to book at TK Maxx, I won't be paying for it, will they?
Yeah, books on Zen.
Oh my
God. Gotta be good.
Are you fucking out with me?
Fucking hell. I get the Zen book or should I get the other book? Oh, fuck it, I'll buy one, I'll just take the other. Fuck it. That didn't happen.
Yeah. What is it? A kleptomaniac that likes pinching stuff?
Yeah, I don't know actually.
Noticed how my voice dropped then.
Am I a thief?
He's just got a word for it now. He's got
The thing is, and I've told you this before, lads, I can afford it. I'm not minted, but I can afford it. I just get a bit of a buzz, just a little bit of a buzz. Just stealing a few little bits, you know what I mean?
What gets you off mark when you get caught?
And I have been caught. Fucking hell.
Get them fucking
Put them
shorts
smarties back.
Get them shorts back on that shelf, so.
Fucking did, yeah. Anyway, what's his next topic, Dan? What?
Yeah. I think we should talk about Karens.
Karens? Are you publicly outing Karens?
No. There's
What do you
just a
mean?
collective of Karens and Kevins, aren't there?
See, I don't face that many customers, so I don't.
I do open buffets and I go out and speak to customers.
Well, that's
There's
just
no fear.
fuck would let you talk to a customer.
So if a guest,
They're just asking for it, aren't they? Like,
excuse me.
You're fucking wrong!
what do you mean? Like, I'm fucking sandwiches. Who puts chives instead of crest?
No piccolo, you're a fucking kid or something.
It should be in your contract, that.
What? Not allowed to speak.
Should not be allowed to speak to.
It was at one place I worked at. I was barred from going out from.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
It was at a place because there had a lot of people of.
So
here we go. Let's get to deep stuff.
They were a community of people that liked to be hidden most of. Like they used to live the normal lives, and then they used to have a nice weekend away, getting dressed up how they wanted to dress and.
LARPers.
No, that wasn't man then.
Oh, I got me that one.
What? People
Really goes, there's a community of people that like to be hidden. Who are the fucking borrowers?
No, they just like to get dressed up in their wife's clothing. They just want to just go away for a bit and enjoy themselves.
That's what I mean.
So hang on. So you did a function.
There's a few functions. They used to come often.
For people who like to dress up in the wives' clothes.
And bring the wives with them. And the wives
I'll tell you what it was. They went to see Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh,
and Daddy's gone mental because he's like, hey, look at all these in here.
Look at all these.
Fucking wrong uns, isn't it? No, it was just.
And this is the reason why you shouldn't see customers.
No, I'm good at cooking. I reckon, right, if you go out to a guest and you're in the chef jacket, people automatically just. They feel more at peace with you. As in, like, you're going out there and you're diffusing a situation or you're taking the praise. I just feel as if someone's got something to say, you should never hide behind it. You should always go out and face it.
But you're always going to get that.
Yeah, but
you can't please everybody.
I think
no,
personally,
it's a minority over the majority. It's a majority over the minority, isn't it? That's what the statistics are.
as a chef, we do not have the calibre or the personal skills to talk to customers. We don't, and it shouldn't be done. That's why you
nowadays don't.
But that's why you have a restaurant manager, because they deal with that.
Yeah, they can bottle people up.
They can, yeah.
But if I'm out there making for example, someone's ordered a pizza buffet for a wedding. If I'm out there doing that, I'm not just going to ignore them and say, "Don't look at me."
Yeah, but
That's different. That's different. That
you make conversation, you make polite conversation, and you try and keep it as professional.
and that's where it stops.
But
see, I did a barbecue for him. I didn't talk to not one customer.
Mm.
And there were fucking hundreds of them.
And he's chattiest guy on fucking planet.
I always think that people want to talk to a chef, and I was going,
nobody wants to talk to a chef.
Every fucking person.
You're the only person in the world that would say, "Who's made this chicken?"
Yeah.
I like that.
No, people ask me, well, they know that chef.
Like anybody
How
else
do you
would
feel
like,
about it?
you tell the waitress, I really enjoyed that meal. Make sure chefs get a beer on me, and that's what you do. But Dan's from the 80s. He wants a fist fight if you don't like it.
Oh yeah.
Talking, can you remember that one with that guy at Parsonage? So I don't know. Can you remember that?
Well, that narrows it down.
That old bloke that wanted to fight me in car park.
Oh, that was quite funny. Yeah. Well, I say it was quite funny. It was quite serious in the end.
So he was right, a bit of a dick, this guy. This
fucking podcast is over before it's even started. So, you've
I don't mind an edgy joke, but
you said no rules.
I said no rules, but shit, this needs to be censored to 21-year-olds.
Right, so this dickhead came in and he'd come for a meeting, he was late for that, and he was complaining that he was late for a meeting, which was hilarious. And he wanted to see the menu that I produced for him, because obviously we got...
Is this a customer?
Yeah, he was an old school guest. He was just a guest at a function, he wasn't in charge of it. It was about 100 people coming, and he was just one of the people that was known in the community and he wanted to put his nose in where he didn't belong, basically. So I sat with him because he wanted to speak to the chef, so I sat out with him, and he basically told me he'd been in the profession, and he knew his meats, he knew all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Trust me on the night, you can enjoy it. I'm not daft, I can cook. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna be nice. Don't worry about it.
Is this linking to your Karens? Is this what?
Yeah, it's a ultimate one. Yeah. And so he said to me, we'd gone for a menu, and it obviously it were an old school menu. So I think it was Philip for main course actually. It was an extensive menu. It was a good menu, but it was just a big process menu. And
they were doing Rossini's.
I think it might have been Rossini main course. I think Milfweed start, Milfweed dessert. There were a lot.
Yeah,
luckily enough,
everything comes straight out of the 80s.
Yeah, but lucky enough that day I had
in the place it was.
Yeah,
that stuff sells.
Yeah,
that stuff sells. So you can't not.
Was me, there was Andy, there was Benny, and there was Lucy. There was 4 of us in the kitchen. And it was a busy day. That function took over the day, so it was just busy. And but the guy said to me, he says, there'll be 2 outcomes to the end of that day. He says, I'll either come in the kitchen and shake your hand, or I'll be waiting for you in the car park and expect it.
Wow.
And at that point, I was ready for it, mate. I'm like, I almost wanted to send him something shit just for him, just to go slap him about and say, I'm not having that. Like, what kind of idiot says that? It really bad. So anyway,
is that the West Yorkshire Police coming?
No, so we sent the dinner out, sent everything out, and I turned around to Lucy and I turned around to Andy and I says, took my apron off and goes, right, I'll wait outside and wait for him. Then started laughing, made a joke of it. Next thing I heard was, chef. And he came in, he went and shook my hand. It was lovely that. And I thought you were all going to wait for me outside, and just started laughing. I thought, you fucking Karen, you absolute Karen. Like,
you pandered to it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. I did my job.
Yeah, no.
You want to drag him outside that point anyway, but no.
You were ready to take his fucking head off. Yeah. But he came in and went, oh, that was nice, that. And you were like, I'm going to not fuck out, yeah.
Oh, you already got his back up.
He's already, he was in a right ass. It's like, I went, Ben, don't say something funny, because he didn't like music at all, especially in service.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I put Slayer on, Angel and Death. Well, honestly, as soon as he had that scream, like, I saw this vein. He did turn around. I just saw this vein come from his fucking shoulder, up his fucking head, down the middle of his forehead. Ben started laughing. He goes, "Don't laugh at me, Ben." At which point, when somebody said, "Don't laugh,"
he's just
like. So he's holding this laughing. He goes, "I need to get something from the fridge." He didn't even make it past the fryer before he just started belly laughing. And this fucking spoon goes flying across the kitchen. Not at me, at Ben for laughing, not me for putting it on. It was like, what the fuck?
We discussed this last time. In kitchens, I like the sound of a kitchen. I like to hear voice. I like to hear the chopping. I like to hear the atmosphere of the kitchen. I'm not a fan of the music.
I love music. Gets me fucking fired up.
Yeah, I think it gets you fired up. And we have, when you're busy.
About this last.
Yeah, but when I like music on. And we've got a rule that we have to have something on for everybody, whether it's something I don't like. It's sort of like dance music. In the playlist we've got, there's going to be some pop songs, there's some metal songs, there's some really heavy metal songs, But normally it's just the 90s, a 90s type playlist. There's Oasis, Blur, and
so it's all steady. One, didn't we? We had a cleaning playlist when we were at Parsonage.
Yeah.
And we put it on after.
You don't even answer fucking phone in your place.
I don't know where my phone is now. Sent at time. I walk in.
Some bastard put phone down on me at yours when I rang once.
Oh, let's get onto this story.
Well, back on.
No, go on. That's right.
So, I'm working with Dan at this point, and I'm working in a pub and Dan's in a restaurant, and we had this South African chef that worked with us, and Rich and him didn't get on very well.
They got on. They just didn't meet. It's not like you didn't like him. It just.
No,
I don't think.
You've just been blowing smoke how much of a nice guy I am. and I've grounded you. Now you're fucking.
Yeah, but this is like pre-COVID.
Pre-arsehole.
So they didn't get on, and Richard rang Dan. I can't remember what the reason was why he rang, but the guy picked up the phone. He said, "Don't ring me, your service." I put the phone down. My phone was going mental. Like I'm like, I said to the guy that on the pass, like, I've got to tell you this. I've got 15 missed calls. It's got to be something serious. So he goes, I went, "Hey Richard, is everything all right, mate? I've got 15 missed calls." He goes, "That fucking cunt's put his phone down on me." I went, "What?"
I'm coming.
He's like, I'm on my way now. I'm like, "Rich, I'm really, really busy now. It's fucking..." He goes, "Tell him I'm on my way." I'm like, "Whatever." so I put the phone down. It felt like 10 minutes later. He comes into where I am. "Where is he?" So the guy's on the phone. So the guy on the pass was like, "Is he coming for me?" And I'm like, "I don't know what his fucking problem is, mate."
Not that day. Different day we're coming for him.
Did he know?
He goes, don't worry. And so he goes, "That slams door shut." I think he goes. So everyone's looking at me like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I've no fucking idea." Get into it. Just him and a South African guy fucking shouting at each other.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Well,
sometimes that's tough, isn't it?
Anyway, anybody want a pint? I'm off to York.
Yeah. Well, I think that sort of sums up our rants.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was good.
Give it back on again. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I do like a tag on.
Yeah, it's good.
I got name dropped on episode 2, I think, so I'm alright.
I don't mean shit to Andy.
I got name dropped.
He's got his lip outside.
It's good. I want to be famous in Asda.
You can be famous in Asda. Just think it.
Without having his mugshot behind it this time.
Yeah, not that famous.
Have you seen this?
Because you've told everybody I'm a thieving bastard now, which
banned from half of Leeds now.
So we've established we respect allergens, but they do annoy us, and we don't like fakers. We're evil bastards, or used to be evil bastards.
No, 2 of us used to be evil bastards. One of us a nemesis of everybody.
I have changed. I don't know what Dan's mental frame of mind is, but
he's like, kill them all. I'm on the right problem.
I just
Metallica.
I think people need to learn that song. I have this thing, and it's whether it's right or wrong. We were trained in a certain era where certain things happened to us. Shouting.
You went in a time machine to the fucking 80s.
I was born in 80s.
This when you title this episode, it's gonna be Dance from 80s.
Well,
that is from the 80s.
Dance from 80s.
The way it sits.
80s.
Time machine Dan.
Time machine Dan.
So yeah, we've established that we're evil bastards and we're changing. Yeah.
I mean, it's not all bad.
No.
There's more laughs than there.
Oh god, yeah, that's why we do it for fun.
It's a banter we do it for.
Yeah.
And like, you won't, if you got a different job tomorrow, you won't miss the cooking and the allergens and all that kind of thing. You'd miss the
banter, the people.
Yeah, the banter and the bullying.
Yeah.
But it's like bullying when you've got older brothers.
Yeah, not actively out.
Oh no! Like if somebody gone on a night out and somebody started picking on, the one that you pick on, you're like, right. Because it's only me that can hit him. It's only me that can hit him.
In a future episode, I do actually like I said, I have changed my thought process and how I address things now. I'm a completely changed person. So I do actually in a future episode, I would like to touch on, especially with yourself, Andy, as well. You being part of this convo on mental health and issues and impact it has on the kitchen. Yeah. So I'd like to press on that on another episode, if that'd be great. If you'd like to join us for that.
Yeah, I'll join for that.
So yeah, well, thank you very much for listening, and our special guest on episode 2, Andy O'Neill, which by the way works at a local restaurant, selling nice fresh food. Yeah, and we're just slogging out in hotels, aren't we?
Yes, we are, big time.
See the difference, I know I'm digressing back into a conversation, but Andy gets to cook actual food for people, where we just no, we serve the masses.
Yeah,
he can actually love food, cooking food.
Yeah, see, I have half and half because I've got the banquet inside, that all that stuff that has to happen. But
that's just robots.
Yeah,
that's the robot. Think of it like this: it's like robots. They don't actually care about the cheese and ham sandwiches and the pork pie, sausage rolls and stuff like that. But when you're cooking fresh food, people, and it's repeat custom. Yeah. We've done a smaller menu and people are like, this is fucking great. We'll change it once a month. I thought it was going to be a bit. I don't know, people are going to take to it. They've loved it.
Four ingredients, clean as fuck, straight on plate, done well. Yeah. And to be fair, that's what I miss in chefing. But anyway,
I just like
it's comfort.
Yeah.
People, like you can do the fine stuff, but people want comfort. Yeah. It's a shit time to be, and it's hard to win in small businesses. Yeah, well, that's another rant for another episode. Yes. Before we get stuck into another 10 minutes of conversation, we are going to say thank you for listening, and we'll see you all on episode 3. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Cheers for tuning in to Behind the Pass. If you've had your fill, give us a chef's comment, hit follow, and we'll see you next service.